Otaki is pacing the entrance of the mansion.
大滝、そこで何をしている？
あ、お奉行様。先ほどは本当にすみませんでした。
気が動転してたんだろう。次から気をつけることだ。
Sakura doesn't think outside the box. She's a straight arrow. Yeah, that's kind of a problem.
はい、気をつけます。お月ちゃんがどこだか知りませんか？
Look, what I will say is that at least up until this point in Master Magistrate, we haven't gotten essentially like in Ace Attorney, right? Of course, I have to compare the game again. In the second trial, the only reason the killer confessed to murdering Mia Fey, right? If you've never played Ace Attorney, I just spoiled the second trial. Well, I didn't murder. I didn't. Well, the funny thing about the second trial is that it tells you who the killer is. You just need to find out. You just need him to confess, right? But what I'm saying is, the way he confessed, the reason he confessed is because Maya Fey channels her fucking dead sister, because of course there's magic in this game, and writes out an entire list of people who have been blackmailed by the killer, and gives it to him, and is like, if you don't confess to your sins, I will leak this information to everyone. Alright, and that's how he confesses. Now they've gotten that fucking Deus Ex Machina like, right? Every piece of evidence has a clear what am I thinking? It's clear how we got the evidence, right? That's what I'm trying to say. It wasn't fucking pulled out of thin air like in Ace Attorney.
さっきから姿が見えないんです。こんな時にどこかに行くなんて。
I never understood what thinking out of the box meant until I looked it up. Really?
イデハならローにいる。先ほど自分が協力者だと自白した。
More like she confessed to the crime after you pressured her into doing it.
嘘ですよね。
私は嘘が嫌いだ。本当のことしか言わない。イデハはローで自らの行為を自白した。
そんな、嘘です。嘘です。嘘。
Looks like I need to talk her down. Fucking Christ. I want you to calm down.
大滝、落ち着いてゆっくり息を吸うんだ。お前が慌てることは何もない。いいか？
でも、お月ちゃんが犯人だなんて、そんな。ダメです。もう完全に気が動転してます。
Sakura, you're the reason she's like this? What? Do you have anything to say?
落ち着くのはもういい。何か言いたいことはないか？
お月ちゃんが協力者なわけが、犯人なわけがありません。私がやったんです。私がザオ様を殺したんです。ですから、お月ちゃんを話してください。
イデハの自白の条件として、お前には手を出さないと約束している。
So now you are explicitly stating to Otaki the reason why she confessed. Bro.
いくらここで嘘をついても状況は変わらない。
You cannot gain a you cannot get a confession out of someone through an ultimatum and act like she's actually confessing. This is like fucking corruption shit. I was gonna like this is like in movies, right, where the police get a false confession out of someone and they immediately look them up in dictatorship. Well, so not that far yet, but like the way Sakura is going, I wouldn't be surprised if she got to that level.
ダメだ。お前とイデハは見たところ異常に仲が良い。だから、ダメだ。
Yeah, you and Ideha are good friends, so that's why I used you as leverage to get a confession out of her.
お月ちゃんがいないと、私は。
And now I'm telling you to calm down because you're too emotional right now because your best friend has been locked up in prison and I've told you that I got a confession out of her because I used you as leverage. What is wrong with you, Sakura?
Sakura お姉様、どうすることもできないんですか?
I think the best course of action for Sakura to do is to go away.
できない。おとなしくしてもらうしか方法はない。
Here's a solution. Maybe you should free Idaha. You know, that's just a wild, you know, a wild idea, you know. Jesus Christ. Oh man. Are you what is this?
大滝、お前が犯人なわけがないんだ。少し落ち着いてくれ。
You're the culprit? Question mark.
私が全部やったんです。お願いします。お月ちゃんを下ろして。
Look, all I'm saying is that Sakura would be a terrible therapist. Is it really something to get this passionate over?
なぜお前まで泣くんだ、小梅。
Sakura, don't act like you're the rational one in this situation when the only reason you're locking her up is because of your emotions! The Idaha, I mean.
だってこんなに必死じゃないですか。かわいそうです。こんなのあんまりです。
Yeah, she should be locked up with this logic. Yeah, so Otaki confessed. Shouldn't she be locked up? It's important to think of others, but we don't need compassion as magistrates. Obviously. Yeah, you know. Here's what I'm gonna do. You got Sakura, right? You know, all the way down at the bottom. You got fucking she's at 1 to 100. We haven't even met 100 characters, but she's all the way down there. Z fucking tier character. What is wrong with you? What is? Great evidence there. You've got 3 confessions that are all motivated by something unrelated to the murder of Zhao. Ryu Otaki confessed to everything, but this confession is not reliable. It was a lie. Why is it evidence? Oh, I know why it's evidence. It's gonna be used in the trial. What? That was a stupid question to ask. Just... yeah, this, you know, this was Sakura's only chance to redeem herself, right? You know, maybe I was wrong with how she would have been as a magistrate, right? Maybe she could have been a good magistrate. It's clear. It's very clear to see. Inspect carefully. It is very clear to see that Sakura did not learn anything on how to be a good magistrate from her dad. In fact, it makes me question how good of a magistrate her dad actually is. If this is how Sakura is as a magistrate. Both are criminals if, in your case, how is she not?
なんだこの小さな
箱せこですか。美しい刺繍がされていますね。
Thank God she is not the magistrate. She's just the acting magistrate while Chime heals himself.
中身は花紙か。丈夫な作りだが、これはイデハのものだろうな。
かんざしに続いて箱せこまで見つかるなんて、証拠はこれで十分だと思います。
殺した後に片付けることをしなかったのかできなかったのか。
It is bad enough that Sakura is the temporary magistrate. I was gonna say it's better than nothing, but she is actively sabotaging the she is actively sabotaging this case. It's all starting to fold into place now. This is almost too easy. Shut the fuck up! A pouch left in Zhao's basement. There were some flowers inside. It might belong to Ideha.
再度になるが、もう一度念入りに調べてみよ
う。でも、午前中に調べました。あれから何か変化があるとは思えないです。
Someone planting these there to make her sus. Yeah, that's the thing. With the hairpin, you're like, oh, maybe that could have made sense because you wouldn't have been able to see it under the dead body. With the pouch, like, now it's too obvious. So, it is too obvious. It is so obviously pointed at Ideha being the culprit that it has to have been planted by someone. And, well, we definitely know who it isn't planted by because she's locked up now. This should have been there before. Exactly, right? We have investigated this place twice. Sakura has been here to investigate this place twice. Once with Shime and once with her and Kome, right? The fact that she doesn't question how she hasn't seen it before baffles me. Too much time has passed. It's been like a day. For more physical evidence, right? Right. Oh, okay, so that's. I thought you were excusing her. Be like, maybe. Yeah, like at this point, any physical evidence that shows up should be suspicious, right?
どうかな。頭を一度すっきりさせた後に見てみると、また違って見えるはずだ。探し物をしているとき、大抵なくした本人ではない人が見つけたりするものだろう。
言われてみれば、そんな気はします。
同じ場所でも時間が経てばまた違って見える。よく調べてみるべきだ。
In a day, it's easy to change the scene. Yeah, no. Here's the problem, right? In the first case, you got Shinsengumi guarding the area, right? In the third case, there is no one around the crime scene. So the odds of someone easily being able to plant more evidence, false evidence, is very easy. Especially if you are especially, right? Here's the thing. It's in the basement, which is suspicious. Because now only Otaki can open the basement. It does look. At this point, pinning the blame on Otaki as pinning the blame. Otaki being the the accomplice seems how would I say, far-fetched, right? But then again, like, how would you be able to plant more evidence in the basement without the help of Otaki? Right? Maybe she was manipulated by one of the other two guys. Right? Maybe she was manipulated by Yori or Kata. Something like that. We'll find out in the trial.
わかりました。集中して調べてみます。
But like, is she not going to question the pouch being left? Like, okay.
大奉行さん、午前ぶりっす。なんすか？また捜査っすか？
Fuck. Why do you have to be here?
お前こそ今度は何をしている？あんまり現場周辺を嗅ぎ回るな。
嗅ぎ回るって失礼っすね。俺はあんたらじゃなくて、ヨーリさんに用があるんすよ。
ヨーリさんはおられないんですか？
まあ、俺は暇なんでここで待っときますけど。お奉行さんはどうするんすか？
Did I have anything to ask him? You do? Rumors of overseas.
お前、イデハによく声をかけると言ってたよな。
ええ、よく話しかけてますよ。そっけない態度取られっけど、話はしてくれるっす。
南蛮に行くとかなんとか、そういった話は聞かなかったか？
あ、聞いたことあるっすよ。なんか近々遠出するわとか言ってましたわ。船に乗って遠くに行くから俺ともお別れできて楽だわとかなんとか。
So it was true that she was planning on going.
でもあれっすよ、本人すっげえノリノリでしたよ、ほんと。
この国を離れることを嫌がってなかったのですか？
嫌がってなかったっすね。自分を伸ばすいい機会だとか言ってたような。
Is business going well?
お前の店は蔵王やヨーリのところと懇意にしているようだが、繁盛しているのか？
さあ、俺は雇われなんでよくわかんねえっす。
店の売り上げやらそういうのにはあんまり興味がないのか？
Like, okay, if Idaha really disliked Zhao, the chance for her to leave the country would have been her best option, right? You like in this in this situation, there are two options that she has taken, right? You've either got the she didn't kill him and she wanted to go overseas, or she did kill him and well, killed as in she helped Nezumi in killing him and escaping, right? And he has and there is a risk of her being found as the accomplice, right? What, like, if you really think about it like that, the motive for why, you know, maybe she was lying to him, in her, optimism for going overseas, right?
ないっすね。それよか、可愛い女の子に興味があるっす。あんたみたいなことかね。
You know what, Nishiki? You can take her, Nishiku, right? You can take Sakura, right? I've got Rimu, I've got Okita, I've got Kome, right? I've got Yamanami, right? You can take Sakura.
遠慮させてもらいます。
Oh shit, it was directed at Kome. You know what? Never mind. Okay. What was the point? Well, you want Kome, no one wants Sakura but MC. Fuck. You're right.
もう一度本当にイデハさんが協力者なのか検討しませんか？
小梅は私の推理に不服があると言いたいのか？
Yes? But just because... Surely.
いえ、一度まとめた方がまた今後の作戦会議でも役立つと思いまして。
Okay, well, Kome's too... He's too timid, right? Kome wouldn't... He may not be able to articulate the reason for her reasoning, right? Let me put it in this way, Sakura. You had no reason to lock up Ideha and convict her of being an accomplice to Nezumi. Outside of 2 pieces of evidence and a motive that you came up with. Chloe believes in people too much. Look, Sakura can still... No, she can't redeem herself, right? She can still do the right thing and convict the right people, right? That's the least she could do.
それもそうだな。一度考えてみるか。
はい、準備ができましたら話しかけてください。
Alright, review 1.
まずはネズミ小僧についてだ。奴が単独犯でないのは証明できているな。
Who's we? Shime did. You immediately wanted to convict Nezumi. So, that's your first wrong. That's your first falsehood.
指名兄様の裁きで一人では犯行不可能なことが証明されています。色盲であるため、色付き鍵でのからくり扉を開けることが不可能であるからです。
See, at least Kome knows who to credit. Sakura is just saying, we figured out that Nezumi couldn't have done this alone. Who's we, white woman? You didn't even think of accomplices when it came to Nezumi getting out of the basement.
それで蔵王に近しいもので協力者がいる。ここまでは大丈夫か？
はい。そして協力者は蔵王さんが心を許しているものの可能性が高いということ。
蔵王の行動を常に把握し、全てを分かっているもの。だからイデハツキが候補に上がった。
Which is the basis of all my thinking. Right. You are basing it off of an assumption instead of evidence. That's the funny thing, right? Someone who knew everything about Zhao's schedule and the man himself. That's why we focused on Tsuki Iraha. She didn't say we focused on Tsuki Iraha because of evidence that was that we found, right? She is saying she is basing her assumption of Iraha being the accomplice to Nezumi Kozo in killing Zhao because she was his secretary. At least say Me too. At least say something about evidence to prove, to implicate Nezumi, to implicate Idaha.
イデハ月が候補になり、協力者の可能性を高めた証拠と情報は何だ？
それについては3つあります。三吉様が直々に聞いた蔵王さんとイデハさんとの関係が1つ目。2つ目は南蛮への書類。イデハさんが一人で行くことが決定していました。そして3つ目、現場から見つかった様々な私物。こ
Bro,
れが決定的だと思います。
even now, why is Komei the one stating the evidence instead of the fucking acting magistrate, man?
その3つが揃い、なおかつ本人も自白しているということだな。
今のところ桜お姉様の推理通りの結果となっています。すごいです。
Don't gas her up, okay? No, Komei, you sweet summer child. She has done nothing, okay? I just followed the path the clues led us on. There's something to be so surprised about. There's nothing to be so surprised about. Thank God. At least Sakura could be humble about one thing. Okay. So then maybe something else happened in the other places.
新宿のやつは帰ったか。
That happened now, I guess, even though there wasn't any indication that we had to go back here. Good on you, game.
料理さんの姿も見えませんね。一体どこに行ったのでしょうか。
そうだな。新宿はともかく高畑の方が。
For a second, I can see someone at the far end of the room, heading into the warehouse.
孔明、今見えたか？
はい、何がですか？
土方と沖田がいた。あいつらの捜査場所はここではないのに何してるんだ？
She couldn't see them from her angle. I'm interested now. Let's go to the warehouse.
誰もいないだと？そんなバカな。
見間違いではないでしょうか。土方さんも沖田姉様もここで捜査をしてるわけがないですし。
そうだな。それにもうこれ以上捜査をする必要はない。切り上げて奉行所へ帰ろう。
はい。
Okay, now they can.
みんな集まったな。平賀君と山並は欠席だ。両人とも使命君の看病をしている。
Right.
では捜査結果を報告してくれ。まずは土方たちの班、何かあるか？
捜査しましたけど芳しくなかったですね。
何も？そんなわけがないだろう。噂話の一つや二つぐらいは。
何もなかったと報告しているんだが、疑うのか？
My intuition was spot on. Yeah, unlike Sakura's.
いや、疑ってはいない。悪かった。それと、高畑の屋敷で二人を見かけたが、何をしていたんだ？
高畑の屋敷？何のことだ？
何のって、蔵の方に行くのを見たんだ。沖田と土方を見間違えるはずがない。
見間違いだろう。俺と沖田がなんでお前たちの捜査場所にいるんだよ。
だから不思議に思ったんだ。私は実際に見た。そこに二人ともいたじゃないか。
いなかった。断言してやるよ。絶対に俺と沖田はそこにいなかった。小梅ちゃんは見たのか？一緒にいたんだろ？
いえ、私は見てないです。ちょうど違うところを眺めてましたから。
Sakura, you're an idiot.
操作していたならば有益な情報の一つぐらいは持って帰る。何も提出できなかった。それが証拠だ。
別に私はお前たちを責めているわけではないのだが。
まあただの見間違いだったんだろう。よくあることだ。
Impossible. Are they trying to get are they trying to set a are they trying to say I got those two confused for someone else?
次、遠山くんの班、捜査結果を報告してくれ。
わかりました。小梅、資料を皆に配ってくれ。
はい、これが私たちの捜査結果です。
なるほど。井出初樹が協力者である裏付けができたわけか。
はい。ですから、イデハとネズミ小僧を裁きたいと思っています。
だが、まずは他の者の意見も聞くべきだ。土方、篠、どう思う？
都合のいい証拠ばかりで、これ以上捜査する必要はないと思いますね。
私たちからは何も言うべきことはありません。好きにすればいいと思います。
God damn it. Okta knows it's too obvious, and she's like, even if I point it out, it's not like she's gonna listen anyway.
好きにすればだと？何が言いたいんだ？
They gave up too easily. They should have searched more if she thought she saw someone. Yeah, right? Like, if someone was impersonating Hijikata and Okta, there's definitely a fucking problem there that you should look more into.
その通りの意味だが、お前こそ何が言いたい？私たちは意見を求められ答えた。それだけだろうが。文句でもあるのか？
別に私は沖田たちのことを悪く言ってるつもりはない。もう少し建設的な意見というか。
これだけ証拠と情報が揃ってんだから、俺らの意見なんていらねえだろ。
どうしたんですか？なんでそんなに？
はは、小梅君、気にするな。自分たちがうまいこと成果を上げられなかったからイラついているだけだ。それに今日はもう遅い。これ以上の捜査や会議は必要ないだろ
う。ですが、
これにて解散とする。皆疲れた体を休ませておけ。
Shinsengumi soldiers file out of the room without so much as a look at me.
桜お姉様、私たちは土方さんたちを怒らせるようなことをしましたか？
Yeah. Very much so.
わからない。それに明日は何をするんだ？裁きはどうするんだ？
明日起きたら集合ということでしょうか？なんだか不安です。
ここにいても仕方ない。寮に帰ろう。
はい。
I went back to the door, but Hijikata and Okta would barely even meet my eyes, much less talk to me. Okay, my fucking stance has been elevated. The doll looks even creepier at night. They treated Kome as they always did, but they were clearly acting differently around me. Did I do something rude to the Shinsengumi? Have I done something strange? I find it oddly cute. Yeah, but you find Yuka oddly cute. But yeah. I only formed a theory and backed it with material and testimonial evidence. I realize I may have been pushing my thoughts hard, but Hijikata said the proof I gathered was only in my own favor. The proof I found at the scene all pointed to Tsuki Itaha being Nezumi Kozo's accomplice. Oka didn't find that evidence, this evidence when he was investigating. Yes? Are you finally going to question why the evidence only showed up now? Not the hairpin. You could explain that away with like, oh, it's because he was the body was under the was above the hairpin, right? But like the pouch, I was with him, but we just missed it. That's all. Yep, that's the best explanation she could come up with. We just missed it, you know. First of all, why were Hijikata and Okta at Takahata's warehouse? That wasn't a case of mistaken identity. I saw them both with my own two eyes. But they said they weren't there. They go off investigating on their own without my permission as the magistrate. You are not the magistrate! And Okta told me to do whatever I wanted. Was that her honest opinion? I couldn't figure out what she meant. The investigation is going so well. Why does it feel like everything is falling apart? This morning we had a planning meeting about the investigation. Then we continued our investigation in the afternoon with a narrowed focus. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? Is someone planting evidence that points to Tsuki Itaha? Finally! Took you this long to at least think about it. No, that's insane. Otaki was a mess, and there's no one else. I mean, I admit that it is strange that the evidence has been planted in the basement where Otaki should be the only one who can open it, but then again, I'm basing that on the assumption that the door to the basement, it automatically closes every time we go in and out of it. Right? And it hasn't been permanently opened since Zhao died, right? If there is, it would be someone who isn't a suspect already. Wait. Yeah, there was no one else. If there were a person like that, then there's no way. We spoke to everyone concerned and investigated the scene. And this is all we found. What am I doing questioning myself? I'm not wrong. Even if all the proof is incredibly convenient, even too convenient. No, there's no way. It's impossible. I shake the thoughts in my head away, shake them away, but still find myself worried. Look, I wanted a prideful protagonist, right? I did not want an arrogant one, right? Oka, right? Shime is humble in his humble in his what, logic and reasoning, sure. Just the idea of questioning yourself of if you're wrong and then being like, no, I'm not wrong. Shake the thoughts in my head away, shake them away, but find nothing, but find myself worried. Was the evidence we found even real? Did I question Skeeter hard to make sure? Is all of my evidence just in my head? Have I done something I can't take back? My throat is dry, my vision is swimming. I'm sweating terribly. Don't think. Sleep. If you sleep, then tomorrow. I close my eyes, pulling the blankets over my head and to chase my thoughts away. I didn't sleep at all in the end. I couldn't get rid of the bad feeling in the pit of my stomach, and it's already morning. I can't ask Hijikata or Okta about this. I'll go to the situation room early and double check.
さくらちゃん、おはよう。朝早いね。どうしたの？
Sakura's a terrible leader. She's arrogant. That's the problem. You can be proud. You can be prideful, right? You can be confident. Confident is the better word, right? Pride has already been hijacked by the 7 deadly sins and stuff like that, right? Confidence is key in a leadership. Arrogance leads to your downfall, right?
ああ、少し事件について考えたくてな。それよりもリムこそこんな時間に何をしてる？まだ日が昇ったばかりだぞ。
使命君を看病した後に奉行所に戻って蔵王についてずーっと調べてたの。
Rumor only one not affected because she been away from investigation. Yeah, she's done her own. She's been doing her own investigating when it comes to Zhao.
近藤殿に頼まれていた件か。
それで気がついたら奉行所で寝てた。ついうっかりって感じ。
This is why she's second best.
それで朝帰りと。
そう、朝帰り。だけどそれだけじゃないんだよ。私も現場くらい見ておかないとねと思って調べてきたのよ。そしたらね、決定的な証拠を見つけちゃったんだよね。
I was about to say, I swear to God, if there's more evidence.
一人で捜査したのか。
いや、朝晩の同心とか大使の人たちも一緒だったよ。まあそれは置いといて、見つけたのがこれ。
舶来品の担当？
そう、イデハさんの部屋から見つけたんだ。タンスの奥にしまわれてたの。
Oh, how fucking convenient. Actually, that's the other thing. What? If we are suspecting Ideha as the accomplice, why didn't we investigate her room? Right? Why is Rimu the one doing that instead of the fucking magistrate who has been investigating everyone else's place? Everywhere else except the fucking suspect's room. Excuse me? What?
そうか。
This is why Rimu is second best.
今日までなんで見つからなかったんだろうな。
How did I miss this before now? How did you not find it? Yeah.
さあ、そこら辺はよくわからないけど、お龍さんに確認したら蔵王がイデハさんに送ったものなんだって。
Imported short sword. A rare imported sword. This precious item was probably given to Ideha by Zhao. It still has blood on it. Yeah, there's definitely nothing suspicious about this.
おい、私に渡されても。
近藤さんに渡しといてね。私はこれからまた使命君のところに行ってきます。
リムが直接渡せばいいだろう。
It's the blood dye.
なんで？町奉行はさくらちゃんじゃないの？
いや、そうだが。
事件のすべてはまずはじめに町奉行が知っておかないとね。つうことでよろしく。
I cannot think of a reason as to what this is relevant to. Right? Because, like, you've got the hairpin, you've got the pouch. They're like, okay, that indicates she was at the scene of the crime. You got the foreign document being like, okay, that's a motive. You got a short sword with blood on it, but we already have the murder weapon. Like, excuse me? Hiraga hands the sword to me, and sword. It's a fucking knife, and heads off to the dorm.
都合のいい証拠ばかりではないか。
Should I show this to Kondo? Nothing no one found until now. That just popped up out of the blue. Turning that room upside down is the first thing the other investigators will have done. Street officers generally have to have the run of any place they care to look, except for the scene of the crime. How did they just find this now? Can I really trust this? No! Obviously not. Any new piece of evidence that you find, cast the most suspicion on them. Even if I show it to Idaha now, she'll likely just nod. And I'm the one who put her in that situation.
行くか。
I head to the office, jumping at the shadows in my mind.
近藤殿、起きていたんですか？
おう、最近どうにも眠りが浅くてな。
Deep down, I had been hoping to leave the sword on the desk while Kondo wasn't here.
それより遠山君は何の用で来た？君は雑談をするような人じゃないだろ
リムからの連絡で新たな証拠品が見つかりました。この舶来品の担当です。
う。おお、これが何か説明してくれないか？
大滝が言うには蔵王がイデハに送った品物だそうです。イデハの部屋から見つかりました。
確認した。下がっていいぞ。
はい、失礼しました。
It's hard to breathe. Kondo clearly found it suspicious. But I can't take it back now. If it really wasn't Idaha, I'll have arrested an innocent woman. Oh, so now you're questioning your motives behind fucking arresting Idaha. An embarrassment to the Toyama name, an embarrassment to my father. Yeah, you should be. You should feel shame. What do I do? What should I do? I could feel the worry crushing my chest. It's the first time I have ever felt like this in my life. I can't stand to be here any longer. Oh no, are you regretting your decision? That's the problem though, is because Sakura should, on paper, be the second most qualified person out of this group, apart from Shime. And she is just showing how unqualified she is. And I can't face Hichikata and Okuta. Sorry, run. I run out into the city. Main Street in the early morning is almost empty to people. What am I trying to do? What am I trying to do coming here? I turn to return to the office, but my feet won't move. I'm not wrong. What am I worried about? I didn't do anything.
おーっす、仲町奉行遠山さくら、調子はどうだい？おいおい、何をそんなに驚いてんだ？
いや、すまない。
町奉行が襲われるなんざ前代未聞だろ？
何も問題はない。順調だ。
五木郡蔵王、大課長最大の金持ち。その事件の取材させてくれねえかな？
お前、いつも断りなしにやってきてるじゃないか。
いや、毎回きちんと了承は得てるぜ。
大岡ではなく、どうして私が町奉行だと知っていたんだ？
もうみんな知ってるよ。北町奉行の娘遠山さくらがついに町奉行にってな。
そんな期待されても困るんだが。
Look, I will admit that this is it's an interesting angle to tackle this issue at, right? Because it is very obvious that Sakura has this overwhelming pressure on her, like this invisible pressure coming from like her dad's reputation for her to succeed, and any mistake that comes from this investigation and this trial will reflect let's, how do I say this, in the eyes of most people would be nothing, right? But in the eyes of her would feel like she failed, right? Even if she has gone through this investigation, she's gone through this trial, right? She did everything she could perfectly, but there's one mistake, right? That one mistake she will carry for the rest of her life.
またまたいつもみたいにバシッとかっこよく頼むぜ。
MC had the same thing as well. Yeah, you're right. Right? The MC also has the reputation of his dad as the magistrate on his shoulders, right? But the difference between Sakura and Shime is, well, one, Shime actually became the magistrate. So, you know, after the first trial, the kind of pressure that he felt has gone away. Meanwhile, with Sakura, it's kind of had to stick with her until now, right? MC had support to help him when everyone hates her. Yeah, that's the thing. Sakura's kind of been pushing everyone away, which is not what you should be doing. It's this form. It's kind of this sort of projection, right? It's the same reason as to why in the first chapter, when Shime was like telling her to be careful, when they raided the gambler's den, she kind of snaps back at him, being like, "Oh, you want is it because I'm a woman, right?" I mean, I push people away, but for work, no. Like in my personal life, I would push people back, right? Don't push those expectations on me. It may be that I've already.
事件の方は順調ってことでいいんだな。後で記事にしたいからよ。
ああ、問題なく順調だ。問題は何もない。
Not a hitch. Of course there is. That's a lie. The first time I've ever done that to save my pride. See? It's the age-old saying, pride comes before the fall. Right? What Shime had was humility with confidence, right? Sakura's got pride, and the problem with that is it turned into arrogance, right? And now it's gone to the point where she is unable to admit her faults. Your pride, the problem. It'd be okay if it was all just in my head, but I don't think that's the case.
なるほど。桜花の旦那みたいな華々しいお披露目期待してるぜ。
An arrogant lolly can be hot. Okay.
努力はする。期待はするな。
冷静で文武両道、おまけに美人。こりゃいい記事になるな。んじゃ、また今度。質問に答えてくれてありがとうよ。
Futabate goes on his way, scribbling away on some paper as he moves.
虚勢を張れるだけ。まだ気力は残っている。
For an anime lolly, it's mostly cute, if anything. So you're saying that if Sakura was a lolly, you wouldn't hate her? Right.
問題ない。順調なはずだ。すべて私の杞憂だ。
I talk to myself aloud, trying to quell my fears. But it only makes the pain in my chest worse. This isn't the time to dawdle. Let's get back to the magistrate's office. The planning meeting ought to be starting soon. Today's schedule hasn't been announced, but that meeting should be on. I can't face him if I'm late for that. Late for that. I get to the magistrate's office just as Rimu was leaving through the front gate. Even though we're about to start our meeting, but she's probably going to Orca's place again. Rimu smiles and waves when she sees me.
リム、また大岡のところに戻るのか？
うん、今日は山並さんが用事らしくって、私が一日中看病することになったの。
奉行所にはなんで戻ってきたんだ？療養所に行くとさっき言ってただろ。
作戦会議ぐらいは出なきゃダメかなと思って。でも近藤さんからいなくていいからって言われちった。昨日もいなかったしね。
そうか。
さくらちゃんこそ何やってるの？てっきり奉行所にいるもんかと思ったけど。
Orca and MC match each other. Yeah, thank you.
いや、ちょっと散歩をな。
We're not getting any self-cessed in this, okay?
それなら急いだ方がいいかもね。作戦会議そろそろ終わりそうだったよ。
なんで？
I haven't heard anything about the schedule for today. I didn't think it already started at this hour. They're having a meeting about the case without me, without even letting me know.
どうして？ありえない。
My thoughts were blank, but my feet led me to the situation room. I reached the room, but can't bring myself to go inside. Did everyone else know there was going to be a meeting at this time? If not, it'd be weird for everyone to be here. Well, I might be a substitute. I'm still the magistrate. No. Stop saying that. You are the acting magistrate. Is this because they don't agree with my methods? Have they decided they don't need me after just one day of investigations? Nothing like this ever happened when Orca was here. Well, that's because he's just a better person than you. I can hear voices from behind the door.
相変わらず姿も見せずに何してんだろうな。
さあな、もう気にしても仕方のないことだ。
であるからにして再捜査を行う。抜かりなく頼むぞ。
桜お姉様は。
ああ、あいつか。あいつは必要ない。
Unable to listen any longer, I ran. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I don't understand how it ended up like this. Am I an unneeded person?
独自に捜査したところでどうせ無視される。
Kondo's callous words repeat over and over in my head. If they don't need me, there's no reason for me to be here. Rather than going off on my own to work on things, it's better for me to stay put. For both them and me, this is the best option. It really is. It should have been. This should have been the option in the first investigation. You know, mishearing. I'm guessing. It's such a cliche, right? But I wouldn't be surprised. I hate it. right? I hate that cliche of they hear like the worst part out of context, and they don't hear like the follow up to that context because they fucking ran out of the building right before something, and then they clarify, and then I misunderstood. Just yikes. Why? How? Why? How? I whisper to myself in the corner of my room, my anxiety only growing the longer I wait. I can't trust myself. I can't trust the others. Well, that's the mindset you've been thinking of this whole year. So it's best for me to stay here and trust in nothing. If I'm going to blemish the Toyama name, it's best to do nothing at all. I was just unlucky, and yet to get to this after just one day. I was just trying to be efficient to finish the investigation at the fastest in the fastest way possible. I threw away unneeded information and headed straight for a conclusion. I got a confession, and all that was left was the judgment. But you didn't get a confession. See, that's the thing. She's having this moment, right? You kind of feel bad for her, and then she says something like this, where you're like, okay, she still hasn't learned her lesson, right? What should I do? My father must already have heard that his daughter is a useless magistrate. I can't bring myself to face him. I stay sitting in my room until the sun goes down. The orange glow shines into my room from my lone window. I don't want to think anymore. I want to disappear. I'm not needed anymore. There's nothing else I can do. Nothing else I can. The door to my room opens and Okta lets herself in.
こんなところにいたのか。随分と探したぞ。
起きた。私は。
お前のことはどうでもいい。来い。
私は何も聞いていない。今日何をするかも何も。
ごたごたうるさいやつだな。
起きた。
来い。
Okta grabs my arm and pulls me from my room by force.
連れてきました。自室の部屋の隅で座っていました。
I don't have an excuse. Even if I did, they wouldn't listen to me. Kodo, Hijikata, Okta, Kome are all gathered in the room. Kome won't even look me in the eye. She just cries silently as she continues taking notes. I see. I'm...
町奉行であろう者が自室に引きこもっているとはな。まあいい。捜査の報告をしろ。まずは土方。
はい。俺なりに蔵王の屋敷、それから聞き込みと証拠品の再確認をしました。花のかんざし、並びに花柄の箱セコはいずれもイデハのものではないと判明しました。
No way! I can't believe this! She locked up an innocent person? Well, we still haven't concluded that part, but who would have guessed that the evidence was forged?
偽物だったというわけか。なぜそれがわかった？
Or faked, I guess. Forged? I don't know how it... I don't know what it implies. Never mind.
本人に見せて直接聞いたからです。俺からはそれだけです。
Wait. Pause. Sakura, did you not show the fucking hairpin to Ideha? You already locked her up. What other purpose? What reason would you have for not showing the evidence that implicates her? What? Sakura didn't even show the person the stuff.
分かった。次、シノ。
舶来品の担当について、あれは確実にイデハのものだと分かりました。
Well, yeah, that one was actually found in her room, but...
ですが、あの担当ではどう頑張っても、ザオをあそこまで殺したりはできません。
Yeah, that's the other thing. We already have the murder weapon, right? So like, what's the point of this? It's not a sword. It's a knife.
それに血がついていましたが、あれは食紅でした。つまり偽の血。
Brother, listen. Whoever is planting this evidence has it out for Sakura.
なるほどな。他にはあるか。
牢に入る必要性があると思わなかったので、イデハを釈放しました。
つまりまとめるとどうなるんだ、コウメ君。
はい。イデハ月は候補としては上がるが、確実とは言い難い人物。
The murder weapon is more of a sword, a dagger, right? I mean, yeah, that's the thing. It's still not a sword, right? They know what a sword is, right? But this is like a dagger.
むしろ何者かがイデハ月を協力者に仕立て上げようとしているということです。
Well, the proof that we gathered was shattered completely. Oh my god. This is the worst case scenario. I was wrong. Wait. Even the confessions were removed. I was just being strung along by someone trying to frame her. I was just a puppet.
わかった。それで次、遠山君。
え？
何をほうけた顔をしている。捜査はしなかったのか。
捜査も何も、私は。
今日一日何をしていたんだ。まさか部屋でダラダラ過ごしていたわけじゃないだろうな。
私は今朝の会議のことを知りませんでした。だから。
That's not a good excuse.
知りませんでした。何をバカなことを言っている。
俺たちは勝手に捜査しただけだ。お前も勝手に捜査すりゃよかっただろ。
Yeah. She thought about it, but then she concluded that there wasn't any point because they wouldn't have listened to her, even though she is meant to be the leader, as the magistrate.
私たちが調べたものに対して目を通そうとしないのなら、もう協力はできない。
俺たちは新選組だ。お前の部下や上司になった覚えはないぞ、遠山君。
The only thing Sakura has shown that she is good at is self-sabotaging is self-sabotage.
何を勝手な。私だけのけ者だったではないですか。
昨日お前の指示に従った結果が今日のこれだろう。従った結果がまともでないなら自浄作用で独自の行動をする。それが新選組。 偽装の証拠を冷静に判断する力もない町奉行を信じろってか？バカ言うなよ。
She's been overthrown. It hasn't even been a day. No, it's been a day. It's been one day.
危うく無罪の人を死罪にするところだったな。
それは。
コウメ君、筆が止まっているぞ。ちゃんと記録しろ。
Ah, shit.
これ以上話しても無駄のようだ。解散。皆帰ってよし。
Kondo even pushed her away. Look, Kondo was the only one, right, in the first investigation. Kondo was the only one to be like, Sakura, you should not investigate this. You are too wrapped up in your emotions to investigate this accurately. Right? And Okta, right? The kinds of Okta, Oka, right? The being the kind soul he is, he's like, well, let her investigate with me, right? He gave her the benefit of the doubt, and this is what happened. This is what happens. Look, this is not bad writing, right? The fact that they're doing all of this, right? This is good writing, right? Bad writing would have been her doing all of this and then not actually addressing the problem of her showing how bad of a magistrate she is, right? This is good writing.
たく。早く使命が起きてくれねえと大変なことになっちまうぞ。
Right? There is a very clear character flaw in Sakura that this chapter is addressing very heavily. That is showing the audience her worst side and making sure that she grows from this flaw, right? It shows her character, right? It shows the worst side of her. And it shows why she didn't get. It shows why she didn't get become a magistrate, right? She didn't get the role as a magistrate over Shime, right? It essentially it was like between Shime and Sakura. Shime was chosen as the magistrate. He has shown off that he is very capable of being the magistrate in 2 chapters over like the past year, essentially. Meanwhile, Sakura, who has been given the chance to become the magistrate, has let her emotions take over and has shown that even in these circumstances, she is unable to control her emotions and let them cloud her judgment. At the start, he got lucky. I mean, look, to be fair, right? It's not like his first case as magistrate was to find out who killed his dad, right? Right? That didn't happen. But it's the circumstances surrounding them as well, right? Like Dexter said, Sakura has essentially been pushing these people away the entire time, while Shime had the support of them, and was able to grow into becoming a more competent magistrate. Talking about out of him or her. I guess, yeah. Right? You could say that. Him being chosen first. Yeah.
裁きはすべて北町に任せていいだろう。ここでやる必要はない。
I mean, it's not like it was based off of merit, because neither of them actually had experience as a magistrate, right? all of their experience came from watching how their dads magistrated. Whatever that means.
一日無駄に使っちまったしよ。
Hijikata and Okuta say this loud enough for me to hear as they take their leave. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? He's shown he fits the position. Yeah. It's more so the fact that Sakura had the chance to show off that she can be as good of a magistrate as Shime, and she's proven the opposite.
桜お姉様、
Someone, anyone, save me. Okuda makes a good point. Sakura isn't working for them, but for her father. Yeah, right? I can't.
桜お姉様、桜お姉様。
It's more so how both Sakura and Shime were raised, right? Like, how do I say this? We've seen when it came to Shime's interactions with his dad and Sakura's interactions with her father, right, her dad, that one has a much better relationship with their parent than the other, right?
ああ、小梅か、すまない。本当にすまない。
私は大丈夫です。大丈夫ですから。それよりも桜お姉様の方こそ。
気にかけてくれるのか。大丈夫だ。心配するな。
土方さんたちも憎んであんなことをしているわけじゃないと思うんです。だから
分かっている。心配をかけた。
桜お姉様。
Kome is clearly trying to comfort me, but it's only a temporary relief to my mind. It's my fault Kome feels guilty now. It's my fault. It's all my fault. I went back to my room after that, doing nothing but wallowing in my shame. Why did I think like that? Why didn't I realize something was off? Why was I so convinced it all made sense? And if I was so wrong, then why didn't anyone let me know their opinions? If they thought I was wrong, they could have just told me. Why did they leave it until it was too late? Does this happen? Does this mean they don't intend to listen to anyone other than Oka? If it wasn't me, it would have never ended up like that. Ended up like this. If I wasn't the magistrate, the situation wouldn't have gotten this bad. If I wasn't here, no one would have to go through this. If I wasn't here, if it wasn't me,
局長が呼んでる。執務室に来いってよ。
土方。行かなければならないのか。
Is he going to say something again? Is he going to deny me once more? I have to go all the way there to listen to that?
首根っこ掴んで無理やり連れてってもいいが、俺はそんなことしたくねえ。分かったなら言ってくれ。
拒否権なんてないじゃないか。
My body feels heavy as I drag it to the office.
近藤殿、私に何か。
来てくれたか。 ここには俺と君の二人しかいない。好きに喋っていい。
いえ、私からは何もありません。
そうか。遠山くん、そろそろ楽になったらどうだ。
楽に？
今回の捜査を経験して痛感しただろう。口で言うのと実際にやることの違いがな。
Does a glazer have to do that with way to everyone? No, it's more specific to one person. Right? If you're glazing everyone, then you're a people pleaser. That's the difference.
そうですね。間違えていたのかもしれません。
君は使命君とは違い、父親譲りの冷静さで物事を解決していくものだと思っていた。だが実際はどうだ。冷静どころか周りが見えない。話にならん。
I didn't realize we're gonna actually just point out her flaws instead of, you know, doing it in a subtle way that for the audience to see, like through her actions. You know, fucking show don't tell, right? I mean, they showed it off pretty well, right?
そうですね。
They're just now pointing it out.
分かってきたんじゃないのか。
何がですか？
自分が町奉行の器じゃないってことにだ。
There it is. The one thing she needed to hear. You are not fit to be the magistrate.
影虎のされまねではいつまで経っても半人前にもなりゃしない。
Because you, I mean, you know, technically she is, because, you know, half of her DNA. Never mind.
心のどこかで自分は影虎と同じ土俵に立てる器だって勘違いしてたんだろう。
それは。
I've worked harder than anyone else to become a magistrate. A better way to describe a glazer would be like a yes man, right? Someone who will only highlight your good your good side, right? And completely ignore your bad traits, right? I went through so much, studied everything I hated, all for this position. And when the Nakamachi Magistrate's office was established, I was nominated as a candidate. So, if I'm not good enough to be the magistrate, then what about the one who nominated me? I just can't accept that they were wrong too.
私を選んでくれた人のためにも、器じゃないとは思いません。
選んでくれた？ああ、あれか。奉行所が新設された時の話か。はて、誰が君を選出したんだったか。
父上です。直接聞いてはいませんが、そのはずです。
Well, I hate to break it to you, but considering the, like, very little I've seen of your interactions with your father, I don't think that's the case. You know,
確かあの時は、俺と影虎、そして忠重で一人ずつ候補を挙げていったんだった。
Oh boy. Oh boy. What?
遠山くんは今でも自分がなぜ選ばれなかったのかと思っているようだな。
私ならうまくやれると思っていました。
If it was between those three, right? Tadashige obviously recommended Shime, right? Kagetora theoretically recommended Sakura. So then who did Kondo pick? But like with how this is panning out, I think it's Kondo who recommended Sakura. So then who did Kagetora recommend?
お前の父影虎はおそらくこうなるのを見抜いていたんだろうな。
He may chose Sakura. What? No.
父上が一体どういう。
影虎はお前を町奉行の候補に挙げてはいない。
There it is. There it is. Uh-oh.
え
Oh.
あいつが選んだのは使命君だ。そして俺も使命君を選び、あいつは町奉行になった。
Ah, okay. So Tadashige recommended Sakura. Damn. This is peak.
それでは。
My father voted for Oka, even though I put everything I had into striving for this in the name of, and in the name of and under my father. Despite the hellish training I endured to become a respectable magistrate, doing everything I was told, doing it even when it made me want to cry. My father abandoned me.
君がここにいられるのは影虎のおかげじゃない。自尊心が高いお前のことを忠重がかわいそうだと思ったからだ。
That does not make it sound any better. You could not tell me that the only reason Tadashige didn't vote for his son is because he felt bad for Sakura not getting her dad's vote.
嘘。
I should be over as an overseer, chosen for my abilities. Should be here as an overseer. But I was assigned here out of sympathy and treated as a nuisance because of my pride. And what did I work so hard for all of this time? I worked tirelessly to be like my father. But when I looked closer, no one had any faith in me, did they? So no one bothered with me, not because I was better than them, but because I was never any good to begin with. Was I sent here because my father finds me nothing but a nuisance?
でも、だからってそんな。
そもそも君はもう少し周囲の人間の声に耳を傾けるべきだ。
My thoughts go blank, and the world closes in on me. Kondo is saying something, but I can't hear it. My chest hurts. I can't breathe.
おい、聞いてるのか？どこを見ている？富山君！どこへ行く？戻れ！
I don't know. I hate this. I don't want to be here. How did it end up like this? How did I end up the magistrate? With no one to turn to, I ran from the dorm. Who could I possibly talk to about this?
誰に。
I don't have friends I can rely on. I thought I'd be fine alone forever. I thought I had no use for anyone who wasn't useful. All I needed were the skills and determination to become magistrate. But now that I know that's not possible, what do I have left? I can't talk to anyone. All I have is my stupid, hard-headed self. I look down on everyone else, but the reality was the complete opposite.
もう、 遅いか。
I think I finally understand why it is people desire to be around other people. Why it is people desire to be around other people. Because a person can't live on their own. It's already over. Living alone is already... Next thing I knew, I was here.
どうしてこんな時に寝ていられるんだ。いい加減起きろ。
I take a seat beside the oblivious and blissfully slumbering Orca, napping while I suffer.
お前があの時私を助けたせいで大変なことになっている。責任を取れ。
Even now, come on, Sakura. You're just there, right? You're on the precipice of change, right? You just need to take responsibility for yourself.
お前の代わりを一日だけやった。だがダメだった。私には無理だった。おかしいよな。お前のことをあれだけけなしていたのに、いざ自分となったらこのざまだ。自分勝手をしすぎたから、誰も私のことを信じてくれなくなった。それでもお前は、多分、信じてくれるんだろう。私が、間違っていた。
Actually, you know what? It makes complete sense that Tadashige would feel sympathy for Sakura and vote for her, right? Because the way Shime treats Sakura with how she's treated him, it makes total sense. With how Shime was raised, right? That he would try to see the good that is the tiny bit of good that could be in Sakura.
私をいさめる人を信じ、声を向けてあげれば、みんなのことをもっと信じてあげれば。
IDK, I can say I'm wrong easily, so I don't understand why people find it so hard. It's because of how some people were raised, right? Like I said, Sakura has been burdened with this responsibility her entire life, right? This feeling of never being able to live up to her father's expectations, right? That's the thing. And she's finally gotten the chance to do it, and she still failed, right? I always have low confidence and low self-esteem, so I accepted that, so that might be why. It's more so how you were raised, right?
耳を傾け、信用すればよかった。なんて、もう遅いか。
I do have both parents. That's not what I mean. I mean, you were raised to not be so prideful, right? They've raised me well.
あの時の私は、そんなことできるわけなかったからな。なんで寝てる！起きろ！お前のせいで！お前のせいで！
Sakura, at least let me feel sympathy for you for like more than 10 sentences, okay?
私が全部間違っていた。だから起きてくれ。全部お前の言う通りじゃないか。人の気持ちを汲むなんてクソくらいだと思っていた。だけどそんなことなかった。 の身になって初めて分かった。でももう手遅れなんだ。すべて終わってしまったんだ。私じゃダメなんだよ。お前じゃないとダメなんだ。寝てないで起きろ。私にお前の代わりなんてできない。私には無理だったんだ。だから助けてくれ。お願いだ。もう私は取り返しのつかないところまで来てしまったんだ。だから助けてくれ。話せるのはお前だけだ。頼む。後悔しても時間は戻らない。やってしまったことは覆らない。お前を必要としている人はたくさんいる。私を必要としている人は誰もいない。だから目を覚ませ。このまま寝続けるつもりか。バカ。
I always ruined the moment by skipping a little too early.
どうすればいいかなんてもうわからない。わからないんだ。誰か助けて。
Am she only one who was close to her but didn't glaze? Yeah, he only occasionally sniffed her pillow, okay?
わかったよ。私が助けてあげる。
誰だ。
やっほー。言いたいこと言ったら楽になったっしょ。
That's right. Rimu was taking care of him. Was Rimu was just in the corner, right? Sakura barges in, it just starts pouring out her fucking feelings, right? And just ranting to Shime and just waiting for her to shut the fuck up. Rimu, best girl? Not yet.
ごめん、全部聞いてた。
別にもうどうでもいいことだ。
Look, if Rimu is somehow able to make Sakura a better person, she is definitively best girl.
しかも私一人じゃなくて。
ああ、助けてくれと言われたら助けてやるに決まってる。
もう手を貸してくれと言われれば手を貸す。
お前たちまで。
桜お姉様、そんな気持ちをずっと抱えてたんですね。
I mean, it was obvious from the start, but like, you know, I only pointed out this chapter because good team, yeah. I only pointed out her faults this chapter because it's relevant.
ごめん。いや待って、偶然だとしてもここにみんないるのはおかしいだろ。
はっ、やっと気づいたか。まだまだだな。
局長が仕組んだ。
近藤殿が。
私は今日の夕方に聞かされたんだけど、さくらちゃんに大切なことを教えるためだって。町奉行になるために必要なことだから協力してくれって言われたんだ。私は今さっき知りました。だからもう辛くって
昨日今日はわざとやっていたのか。
すまんかった。
すまなかった。
だな。いい。やっとわかった。大岡や近藤殿が私に何を言いたいのか。
No, Shimei's the only one who isn't acting. He's actually just dead.
今まですまなかった。だから力を貸してくれ。
And you know, all of the evidence you were talking about, no, that was still fake. So
一人の考えでは何もできない。みんなの助けが必要だ。
それは命令か、それとも頼み事か？
もちろん頼み事、願いだ。
任せろ。頼みなら全力で期待に応えてやるぜ。
ここで騒いでいては大岡もいい夢が見られない。帰ろう。
Listen, Okta, you can stay in this room as much as you want. You can. Never mind.
使命くんの今日の夢はさくらちゃんの泣き顔だろうな。
I hope not. I want it to be full of Rimu and Okta. I don't want fucking. I don't want Sakura anywhere near my dreams. I mean, his dreams. Yeah.
絶対に大岡には言うなよ。絶対だぞ。どう
しよっかな。さくらちゃんがまた同じようになったらわかんないな。
約束する。絶対にもうみんなを裏切らないから。だから交渉だ。
うっし、ここにいるみんなの秘密だよ。誰にも言わないって。さくらお姉様、私はもうどうにかなりそうで、もう
小梅にも同じような思いをさせてしまった。すまない。本当にすまない。
このまま全てが終わってしまうのかと思っていました。本当に良かったです。心軽くなった。
なんだか軽くなったよ。
It's not so hard. I should have just done this from the start. Trusting in my friends without my stubborn attitude. If I mess up, I'll just apologize, asking them for help, and work together toward a solution. I thought I had to do it all on my own. I thought magistrates only existed to sentence people and nothing else mattered. But now I know that's wrong. Also, the part where your dad didn't vote for you to be magistrate, that's also real. That wasn't an act. Now, trials exist for a reason. Magistrate exists for a reason. There's no such... there's still much to learn, but I feel like I'll understand more once this trial is done. What I needed was never ability or power, or some sense of justice. What I needed was honesty and friends, and a bit of humility and modesty, and pride, confidence without arrogance, and you know what? Just be like Shimei, right?